Can David Price close it out in the 2018 World Series? My name is Mike Petralia. This is Adam Kaufman. We're inside Dodger Stadium following a 9-6 Red Sox win in game number 4, a game in which the Red Sox score 9 unanswered runs before Craig Kimbrell gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning on a Kiki Hernandez home run. But still, the Red Sox managed to get within 1 win of a World Series title, and it'll be David Price, Adam Kaufman, going, and not Chris Sale. What do you think of that?
I think there are a couple unbelievable things right here, Trags. One, obviously, that we're talking about the potential of an organization winning 4 championships in 15 years. This is a franchise that had gone 86 years of just through misery and doubt and depression and despair and anguish and anger and all of it. And
I can read it in your face.
And I only experienced a fraction of it. And the fact that we're potentially talking, obviously, about 4 titles in 15 years is unbelievable. But in many ways, not equally, but right up there, approaching equally impressive is the fact that it could be David Price, who for a long time was one of the most hated guys, maybe the most hated guy on this team, that could be pulling the full John Lackey experience here, where going into the postseason, it was David Price is a playoff joker, and he's 0 for whatever it was, 7, 8, 9 at that point in terms of starts, going for wins in the postseason in his career. He can't do it, and it's just expected disappointment every time he would take the mound. Well, the narrative in a couple of weeks has changed so very much. First, of course, he picks up the first career playoff win as a starter, pitching the team into the World Series in Game 5 of the ALCS against Houston. And then in this World Series, he has been so good. He goes out, he wins Game 2 as a starter. So, again, that's consecutive playoff victories now for the guy that it seemed like was never going to win one. Right. He relieves and looks good in Game 3. He's up in this one in Game 4, and many people were rooting for him to come in and try and help this team and close it out. Even when Craig Kimbrell was struggling, Price is up again in the bullpen. It's please bring in David Price and end this game. It's that degree of confidence that people have in him right now. And now, instead of Chris Sale, and you hope Sale's okay, and Alex Cora says he is, right, Price is going to be the one that potentially pitches this team to a championship. All the while, people like me are still going to be saying, oh, God, now please opt out. Please opt out. The 3 years are up. Go opt out. We don't need 4 more years at that salary. But you remove all of that for the moment, and you live in the moment of October. And that he could close it out here in Dodger Stadium tomorrow, pitching this team to a championship. Like I said, it is the full John Lackey transformation. It's unreal.
Alex Cora after the game saying Chris Sale would likely be available, if not in Game 5. He certainly would be available to start Game 6 back at Fenway. Then some type of combination of Rick Porcello and Nathan Eovaldi. Interesting that he said Eovaldi first in game number 7 if they need it, as opposed to Rick Porcello. Read into that what you will.
He's got a rubber arm, is what I read into it. It's almost like he's a knuckleballer in the sense that he can just go out and pitch whenever you need him for however long you need him, because that is what the display has been. Rick Porcello, I asked him about it at one point a couple of games ago, and he said he's just a machine. And that is a word that many of these guys, every time they're asked about Eovaldi, it's, their eyes light up. Joe Kelly he's pitched in all 4 of these World Series games, 2 innings, in this one after a single inning in each of the first 3, and he said he woke up a little bit sore today, and then he thought about Nate and what he had to go out and do. Brock Holt said what Eovaldi did in Game 3, the 6 innings in relief the day before he was supposed to start, in throwing whatever it was, 80-plus, 90 pitches, something like that, is the most impressive thing that he had ever seen from a player on the diamond before. And so he has certainly commanded a ton of respect from his teammates and around the game. He's going to make himself a boatload of cash in free agency this offseason as well, and so that's for him something to look forward to. But it just goes to show the trust that Alex Cora and everybody else has in him. But I think what you're going to see in Game 5 is that everybody's available. Everybody is available. Now, not Eduardo Rodriguez, obviously, who was worked to the bone and in then some, too much so maybe in Game 4. But everybody else, you might see Rick Porcello in relief, Nathan Eovaldi in relief, Chris Sale in relief. You could see 4/5 of this team's starting rotation pitch in Game 5, whatever it takes to close this thing out and prevent having to go play another game at Fenway.
See, the gamble in that and everything that Alex Cora has touched has pretty much been gold, except for how he handled Eduardo Rodriguez here in game number 4. He admitted after game number 4, after the win that I pushed him too hard. That one was on me, and it was good for Alex Cora to step up and acknowledge that he left him in the game in the 6th inning as the Dodgers scored their 4 runs to really blow this game open. The Red Sox, of course, mount a epic comeback to win it. But if Alex Cora steps on the gas in game number 5 and doesn't get it done like he tried to step on the gas in game number 3, there's an inherent danger there.
There is. I mean, it looked bad after game 3 because all of a sudden you're saying, oh my God, what are we going to get from Eduardo Rodriguez in game 4? Now, I would say, sort of living in that hindsight is 2020, while people didn't love it, bringing in Evaldi for 6 innings and taking him out of the equation as being able to start today, that didn't backfire on Alex Rodriguez. Alex Rodriguez, yeah, he's around. Alex Rodriguez is floating around somewhere here. On Alex Cora, because Cora went out and got a great performance from Eduardo Rodriguez, the other Rodriguez. He goes out and, you know, for the first 5 innings was locked in. Couldn't have looked better. And then, as you said, Cora maybe not wanting to go to his bullpen just yet, even though he had Matt Barnes up and more than ready, and Joe Kelly was approaching that as well. Heath Hembry had been up also. He pushed. He kept his foot on the gas, and there were multiple chances there. He could have taken Rodriguez out ahead of the Turner at bat when he doubled and put a couple guys in scoring position. He could have taken him out before the Puig home run, but it's also important to remember too, he could have gotten a little bit of help. You know, Christian Vasquez doesn't throw that ball away down the first baseline. Red Sox get a double play, they get out of the inning. All of a sudden, we're talking about a 6 shutout inning performance from Eduardo Rodriguez. And so you can look at all of this in a million different ways as, you know, I ramble on and outline. But ultimately, I think, as you put it, as we've all said it, most of what Cora has done has worked out. And so now, how aggressive will he be in Game 5? He has exhibited he will be as aggressive as he has to be to make sure his team leaves with a win.
I think the key, Adam, is to get a lead in game number 5 so that they can dictate the terms of the bullpen, dictate how David Price is pitching. If Price is pitching effectively, I think that's the ideal situation for the Red Sox and Alex Cora as they try to close things out here in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, in game number 5. The Red Sox 9-6 winners here in game number 4. They are on the brink of their 4th World Series title since 2004. Inside Dodger Stadium, he's Adam Kaufman. I'm Mike Petralia, CLNS Media.